Today in the wood yard, people want wood, I'm going to take it to them. Let's get busy. Hello fellow firewood fanatics, my name is Chris. In case you're here for the first time, if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. It is a spectacular day in the wood yard today. It is about 7 degrees, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the sun is shining and there's very little wind, so it's not too bad. Those of you that live in the banana belt down south, you think that when it gets close to freezing, 32 degrees, that it's cold. That's beautiful weather. That's laying out in the sunshine, getting a tan weather here in Wisconsin. So today I've got some orders to do, or a order I should say. We got a order to do, and I'm going to do that, and I got some other work, so it's time to get busy. So for those of you that have been watching the channel for the last couple weeks, you know I've been doing a lot of deliveries. It's been pretty much every day I've had deliveries. Some days I've had only a couple, some days I've had 5, some days I've had 6, and it's been for 2 weeks. I think I only had 2 days I didn't do deliveries, but that's because I specifically scheduled deliveries on days in bunches so that I would have a couple free days so that when Bo was here we could work on splitting the load of cherry that we had. We got it all done, which was great. And one of the things I want to mention, I want to thank Harry again from the Driftless Homestead channel. You're going to want to check him out because he now is the owner of, well, he always was the owner, but now he confiscated the splitter, the Easton made 1222. He came and picked it up yesterday, took it to where it's going to be. So if you want to see that machine in operation, got to go to Harry's channel, the Driftless Homestead. So that's gone, and then I am going to start using my own splitter finally again, the Easton Made Ultra. And I do have some wood to split. I don't have a lot. I do have some wood that I need to cut, which is over here. That pile you see back over there is cherry that needs to be cut and split. So that's one of the projects that I have to get going on. And this morning I just thought I'd talk about a few things. I was just watching Nelson Ridge Farms, Brad. I was watching him doing some bundles, and he was talking about how he's been delivering a lot of wood this year, doing bundles and delivering it, and he hasn't been doing much cutting and splitting and stacking. And that's the way it goes. When you've got a lot of deliveries, you don't get much production done. And when you're working on production, you feel like you should be selling wood. So there's always that back and forth struggle of you don't have any time to get production done, or you're not selling any wood, which you want to do both at the same time, which is really hard to do, especially when you're a small operation like most of us are. So, and that's a channel I want to mention too. Brad and his wife Lacey and his girls, they have a channel. It's called Nelson Ridge Farms. You want to check them out. They're getting real close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys would go over there and subscribe to his channel, that'd be awesome. Real nice people, doing a real good job. He's ex-military. He's retired now, and he's a professional wood slayer now. So go over there and check his channel out and subscribe to him. It'd be great if you did. So I'm going to load this load of wood up right now here. This is for a load of mixed hardwood. The guy said it doesn't matter as long as it's not pine. He just wants a face cord. So I'm going to start putting in some of this stuff, and then we're going to put in, I got some ash right over there, and I got maybe a little bit of maple we're going to put in. So we're going to load wood right now. All right, it's time to do some wood chucking. The wood has been going very fast. I'm getting very low on certain kinds of wood this year. My hickory is down to almost nothing. Locust is gone basically. I've got some more of both kinds, but it's not ready to sell yet. It's not dry. Some of it might be. I'm going to do some moisture testing maybe later today and find out if some of it's ready. And my cherry is down really low. My maple is almost all gone. And my ash, I'm down to just a couple full cords of that. What else do I have? Well, the oak, yeah, I'm getting low on oak too. I've got some oak that might be ready. I've got to do some moisture test on that and see if it's getting close or not. I think it is. So what I've got a lot of is cottonwood, and I've got to do a little sale on it. I think I'm gonna try to promote it as some cheap boiler wood, and then this spring I'll try to promote it as cheap campfire wood. And I've got to get it moved because it won't last much longer. Some of this right here is cottonwood, like right here is a piece of cottonwood. Some of this is aspen. There's some ash in here, a little bit of maple in here. So this is just a mix of everything. Like here's some aspen or popple. But this cottonwood will not last real long. It's generally good for about 2 years, maybe 3, and then it starts to get rotten. Unless you keep it covered, which I have had it covered. I've got most of this stuff covered, so keeping the water off it is key, because cottonwood disintegrates pretty fast. It's a lot like other kinds of wood that don't last long, as box elder doesn't last real long. Aspen doesn't last real long. Birch does not last real long. Those are the kind of woods you need to burn fairly quick. They might be good for a year or 2, but if you get them wet, if they're not covered off the ground, it turns to mush. It really does. It just turns to mush real fast. So keeping the wood dry, those specific kinds, is real important. Now, some people don't think you need to cover your wood or keep it off the ground, and that might be because they only have like white oak or hickory. Well, even hickory, though. Hickory doesn't last forever either. But they might have a kind of wood. Well, locust lasts a long time because it's got its own kind of preservative in it. So they might be having this kind of wood that doesn't necessarily need to be covered, and then, so they think no wood needs to be covered. But there are certain kinds that will disintegrate, and the ones I mentioned are woods that are not long for the earth. Well, they just turn into something else. They turn into fertilizers. What happens? It just disintegrates. So I think I got enough of this stuff. We're going to go over to the ash right over here. We're going to go over there next, and we're going to throw some ash in, and then maybe a little bit of maple. I try to mix it up so it's not all the same kind, because the stuff I just put in there is not the highest grade that aspen and cottonwood, and there's some box elder. But this pile right here is all ash right here. So I'm going to put some of this ash in, and then some maple too. So I'll be right back. So now I'm going to throw in a bunch of ash that is underneath this covering here. This is a swimming pool cover that a buddy gave to me. His son quit swimming in his little kiddie pool, and he had this, I don't know, it's probably like a 12-foot or so round swimming pool. And I used the top of it to cover wood, and then the swimming pool itself makes an excellent wood cover too. So that's what this blue thing is from. So this is ash here, and this was all wood that I cut for free on a farm about 1.5 years ago. So this is about as dry wood as you can get, because the trees that I cut up had been cut down for a month or 2 when I cut them. And then when I cut them up, brought them back here, split them, stacked them on the pallet, had them covered. So this is ash, which for those of you that know, ash is ready to burn fairly quickly after you get it split, because it has low moisture content to begin with. The moisture content on ash when it's alive is like, I think it's under 30. It's like 27, 28, something like that. It only needs to get down into, the low 20s, and you can burn it pretty much. So this stuff was probably dry once I got it split a month or 2 after. So it is ready to go. This is probably some of the best firewood I have right now. I've got some oak that's really good, and some hickory that's a year old too, but I got quite a bit of this ash right here in this area, but it's going really fast this year. My sales have been just fantastic, and I've done nothing for advertising other than an ad on Craigslist. That's it. But I'm getting lots of referrals. I'm getting lots of repeat customers, and business is good. So I think the fact that heating prices are really high, are going up constantly, is making a pretty good difference this year, because a lot of people are telling me that they're burning firewood for a little extra heat and saving on their heating bill. But I don't know what the cost savings benefit is when you look at how much they're spending on firewood compared to how much they can spend on, propane or natural gas or whatever, heating oil, whatever they're using. But I do know the heating costs in general have gone up a minimum of 25%, and I've heard as high as 40% in some areas. So that's a lot. And I have not raised my prices on my firewood until just this year. First time in 3 years I've raised my prices. So I went up $10 per face cord. So now I'm charging 120 for a face cord of, or a third of a cord, if that's what you like to call it. On wood, I've gone up just 10 bucks, so about 10% price increase is all, which if I went according to what the rest of the heating costs have gone up, I guess I should have gone up like $40, but I wouldn't sell a whole lot of wood then, because there are people that will sell it for less. And I've lost a couple customers because my prices are a little higher. I know there's several guys I used to sell to every year that I haven't sold to this year. And one in particular, I went past his house yesterday and I saw his whole front porch was full of wood. I mean, it was full. And usually when I delivered there, I would deliver 2 face cords at a time. It would make like a single roll on his porch. And I saw it was packed. But I do know that he had a chainsaw, and he had mentioned to me that he used to cut wood on his brother's land, so it's possible he went and cut his own wood is what happened. But maybe he did it, to save money. I don't know. Can't blame him. I would do the same thing. So we're just gonna keep trucking wood until we get this baby full. Because I've got this delivery is in about. I'm supposed to be there in 20 minutes, but it's only like 5 or 6 minutes away, so it's pretty close. We'll get this chucked in and we'll go down the road and deliver it. Another spectacular load of wood is in the truck, ready to go down the road. So we're gonna carry in down the road and go dump this baby off right now. I am back in the woodyard from my delivery that I just did, and I thought of something that is a question that's been coming up quite a bit lately that I would address and kind of talk about and show you. Question I've been getting a lot is the people are saying, you've been selling a lot of firewood, and I have. This last 2 weeks since I got back from New Mexico, it's been every day. I've been delivering lots of wood. Before I left, I was delivering lots of wood. All through September, October, November, I've moved a lot of wood. If I had to guess, it's probably over 400 face cords. It could be 450, I don't know, it's a bunch. So in full cords, it's a lot. And my wood is getting low. And I have not been cutting very much either. I've been too busy delivering, and I've been on hunting trips, which is more important. So I was gonna talk a little bit about what I've got left, because people are asking me, how much wood do you even have left? Well, I have a full cord right here of maple, and then a face cord. And at one time, this right here was about almost 40 face cords in here. So all this is gone, and I had wood going all the way over to where the trailer's sitting. That was all wood. And then starting right about here, this was all oak, and it is all gone except for this face cord you see right here. And there is a full cord hiding right back here. And that's all I've got left of a whole truckload, because it went all the way down to here. And then this oak down here is a different truckload of wood. Actually, no, this is not a truckload. This is wood that I cut for free. So this is 2 full cords, full cord, well, 2/3 of a cord here, a full cord there, and a full cord there. So that's what I've got left for the oak right there. This pile that's in back here is maple and aspen. That's a full cord. I sold this whole bin of cookies. There's some new ones in there. This right here is all aspen that I cut for free. But then from here all the way down to where you see that wood stacked up over there, that is some basswood. This was a full truckload, and that is all gone. Right here where the berm used to be, the berm used to be like right here, but then starting like right about here, going all the way around all the way to the back of where you see this pile. This was 2 full truckloads that were in here, and they're gone. The wood that you see over here is oak that I cut for free with my brother Eric, and that wood is probably just about ready to sell. I mean, it was cut early last spring, and I cut it and split it and stacked it. It was from dead standing wood, so you can see a lot of it, there's no bark on it, so I know a lot of this is going to be dry. I'm going to be doing a test, I think, in the next couple days. I'm going to test some of the wood. I'm going to go through what I've got here and just make sure. This was all wood through here, that is gone. This is pine right here, and that will sell eventually. This whole pile is gone. This was all cottonwood and aspen and ash. This was a big, huge row that went all the way down there, and that's all gone. The wood you see over here, that is some pine right there, and then this is stuff that never got stacked because we got snowed on. But this is all box elder, and there's some ash. All of my ash I had here, and I think it was like 30, maybe 35 face cords right in here. So like 10 or 11 full cords, that's gone. I had wood over here. This was all oak from here all the way back into where that locust is laying here. This has all been sold. There was a pile right across through here that was all maple. That's gone. There was a little over 2 full cords of maple that was right here. That's all gone. This is locust that it was just cut not too long ago and split, but I'm going to do some moisture test on that and see how that's doing. This back here is locust that is stacked, that is already drying, so I have to check that and see how good that's doing. This wood back here is a mix of everything. This whole big row here, that's I think 2.5 full cords right through here. That's dry and ready to be sold. I've got the cherry back there that needs to be cut and split, and then this right here is a whole truckload, starting right from here, going all the way down, including this pile down here. And this is stuff that was just cut and split and stacked, and this is stuff that still needs to be split from that load. Some of this might be dry, but a lot of this probably isn't. So that's a whole nother truckload there. And then going down this way, we're going to get to the center aisles. This right here is 2 full cords of maple right through here. Then right behind it, starting right here, going all the way down here, this is all cottonwood. This row right here is all cottonwood. This is a half of a full cord of ash that I've been digging in. This right here is a full cord of ash. There was a full truckload right here of oak. That is completely gone. And then down around on this side, there is a full cord of maple right here. There is a full cord of maple right here. And then this pile right here is cottonwood. So I still have maple and some oak and cottonwood and a little bit of ash. My cherry, I'll come up over here and I'll show you that. Oh, and this row over here, I didn't even talk about that. That's all cottonwood. There's like 15 full cords there that can be sold. This cherry may be ready soon. This is stuff that was cut, what would it have been? Probably like in the early summer, midsummer, and it's been stacked now. And so this I got to test. This might be ready pretty soon. It looks like it's cracking pretty good. I don't know if to just do a moisture test. So then everything from right here all the way down here, this was all cherry. There's a whole truckload in here, and that's all gone except for what you see right here, which is less than a full cord. There's probably 2 face cords left right here. And that is all there is there. And then this is all the new cherry that we just got done with a truckload of cutting, splitting, and then we got to get it stacked. So the wood is going fast, has been all year. I do have quite a bit left yet, but the stuff that I know is good and ready to burn now, that's fully seasoned and dry, is getting really low. So I've got to do some testing on some of the stuff that's not too old, the locust and some of the oak that's in back there and some of this cherry right here. I'm going to do some tests on that in the next couple of days, pull some pieces out and do some moisture tests. So the wood is moving. Oh, and I also forgot back here, this whole pile right here, back here, all the way down, this is all white pine, that whole thing, and that's going to be sold. And I've already sold, I don't know, 3 or 4 cords from it. That's going to be sold as campfire wood next year. So it's for sale now if you want to buy some. I'll give you a deal on it. So anyway, sold a lot of wood this year. So yeah, this area, everything's just kind of a mess right now because everything got, you know, the wood got sold, the pallets got moved, they're kind of just shoved out of the way so I could get other stuff in here. I got to clean all these out so I can get a whole other truckload in here. The next thing on my agenda that I have for as far as big jobs is to order probably, I would say at least 5 or 6 truckloads of oak that I have to get cut up and split and stacked for next year. And then I also want to get a truckload of maple, maybe even 2, because the maple sold really good this year. So I might even get 2 truckloads of maple, and then maybe another half a truckload of locust, because that sells really good. And I've already got a half over there. And I also want to get a half a truckload of hickory, because that I sold almost all my hickory too. There's only a little bit left way in the back there. So sold a lot of stuff this year. I sold a big batch of cookies, and I've got more I want to sell that I'm going to advertise for boiler wood real soon and see if I can get rid of some of that along with some of the cottonwood. So I still have a lot of wood, but I have sold a lot of wood, and I've opened up a lot of room because I got rid of the berm and moved all that stuff over. So a lot happened this year and this last year, and this next year I got even a lot more big plans for production. So I think that's it for today, folks, unless I get another delivery, which you'll see. If you're not hearing this, there was no other delivery. So that's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Hit the buttons, hit the like, the subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to be back in the wood yard. You should come back. It'll be fun. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.